Hey everyone, welcome to AGM Talks. Today, we're diving into really exciting topics. Trends in training programs, motivating employees, and maintaining discipline and control in the workplace. But here's a twist. None of us here have any formal experience in this area. So, we'll be figuring out Castillola.
Yeah, we are just a bunch of Asian students here trying to make sense of how catering businesses train, motivate, and manage their employees. And we will even invite in a manager who knows what they are talking about to help us understand things better.
Exactly. So if you are like us and want to learn more about what goes on behind the scenes in the world of training and motivation, stick around. This episode should be fun.
And hey, if you have any tips or stories to share, make sure to hit us up on social media and we'd love to hear from you.
Alright, let's get into it. First things first, what are we talking about when we say training people? Anyone have gotten this? Okay, so training people sounds pretty straightforward, right? You teach them the skills they need for a job, but you think it's just as simple as that?
I don't think so. There must be different ways to train people, like maybe in groups or one-on-one. And I'm guessing there's some kind of structure or methods to make it effective.
Yeah, I imagine it is not just about showing someone how to do something. There's probably a whole process to make sure people actually learn the informations.
And what if someone doesn't learn as quickly as others? Like, how do you handle that?
Right, you'd want to make sure that people who are slower aren't left behind, but also that you don't move too slowly for faster learners.
That sounds complicated, but I guess there are also modern trends in training, right? Like online courses. That's a good point. Now, let's take a quick break and we hear from our manager who can help us understand how training is done in real life.
First thing first is, how do I train officer? Well, actually, first thing first is, if you want to enter this company or a food industry, which is a waiter or any kind of positions, we have a few questions also. Interview. If you cannot do this work, then go out. Do not. If you want or if you are interested of this work, then I'm going to train you as well. Like, first thing first is rules and regulations. You must follow the rules and regulations here in the establishment. And also the policies you must follow. If you cannot follow the policies and the rules and regulations, then you go out. We don't need you. In training, my employees or my waitresses, well, I trained well. The most important is respect, follow, and also discipline.
Training employees in rules and regulations is a crucial aspect of effective workforce management. It not only ensures compliance, but also contributes to a positive and productive work environment. By investing in employee training and rules and regulations, organizations can create a more compliant, efficient, and harmonious workplace.
So, it seems like training isn't just about teaching the skills, it's about keeping employees engaged and motivated to keep on learning. Which brings us to our next point, motivating employees. So, what do you guys think that motivates someone to work hard in a job?
I feel like money is probably a big motivator, but it can just be among the paycheck, right? There must be other things that keep people going.
Yeah, like recognition or having a sense of purpose. I imagine if someone feels their work is valuable, they'll be more motivated to do a good job.
I've also heard about things like employee incentives like bonuses, rewards, or even having a clear path for promotion. Do you think that's a big deal?
Definitely. I think people like to know there's a route for growth. If there's no opportunity to move up, you might lose interest in the job pretty quickly.
That's true. And then, of course, there's the overall workplace culture, right? I bet a positive work environment where people feel valued and included.
makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it's all about balancing the external rewards with internal motivation, I think. But we still don't have a full picture. Let's go back to the manager to have their take on how motivation works in the workplace.
I motivate them to enjoy your work, love your work, and also not so harsh.
A motivated workforce is the lifeblood of any catering businesses. By creating a meaningful work environment, offering competitive compensation and benefits, and leading by example, organizations can inspire their employees to love their work and contribute to the overall success of the company.
Okay, so motivation is one thing, but what about discipline and control? I'm assuming that discipline means making sure people stay on task on those laptop, right?
Yeah, I guess there has to be some kind of system. You make sure people are following rules or meeting expectations. But how strict do you need to be?
I don't know, but I feel that there has to be a balance. You don't want to be a micromanage, but you also don't want to be a learner. Maybe it's about finding the middle ground.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think it is also important to have new boundaries and consequences if someone is not meeting expectations. But I wonder, how do you enforce discipline without it feeling too harsh?
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. Do catering businesses use things like vested discipline, where you give multiple chances before serious consequences?
Well, let's see what the manager has to say about staying discipline while keeping things unfair.
As what I have said in the first question, you have a discipline, patient, and also trained well. That's it.
Disciplining employees can be a delicate balance. The goal is to correct behavior without damaging morale or creating resentment. You can maintain discipline and control in your workplace while fostering a positive and supportive work environment. Remember, the goal of discipline is not punishment, but improvement.
Wow, that really clears up a lot of questions. So it seems like there's a lot that goes into training, motivations, and keeping people disciplined at work. It's not just about being strict or having rules. It's about support, engagement, and understanding individual needs.
Yeah, I love the idea of flexibility in how we motivate people and making sure everyone has room to grow. That really changes the way you think about leadership.
And it's clear that effective training is more than just like lectures. It's about creating an environment where employees feel empowered and motivated to learn and succeed.
Right. And I guess discipline isn't about punishment. It's about guiding people to know while being fair and consistent.
Overall, it sounds like the best workplaces are those that blend structure with flexibility. It's about finding the right balance.
I agree. Thanks to our manager for sharing such a valuable insights. Hopefully, we all learned something we can apply to our own work life.
Absolutely. And thanks to everyone who tuned in today. We hope you enjoyed the episode and maybe you learned something new.
Catch you next time on HM Talks. Until then,
Keep learning, keep growing.